and we'll be looking forward to a very interactive session that day. As today, we are delighted that our members are very, very interactive and giving their inputs and very intelligent inputs. I think Dr. Amit Gohel is also liking it. So now we are ready to go into that journey of cell psychobiodynamics. Yes, Dr. Amit Gohel.
So, are you all ready into journey of understanding cell psychobiodynamics?
Yes, sir.
Hope up till now you have reached to the evolutions from simple psoric case to autoimmune and syphilis.
True.
So now the another dimensions of what sir always said that we have to make the homeopathy very easy, and to understand homeopathy in a ease, we have to be individualize the case. When we individualize the case, we have to target the genetics. So when we have to target the genetics, we have to reach to the core of the genes or core of the cells. So this is what I am trying my best of knowledge to reach to the core of the cell and trying to apply this into practice so that all practitioner, see, the previous session is for student. Now this session is for all the practitioners. You have to apply your mind, you have to apply your rubrics to the pathological pattern. Okay, so when we evolve, initially we came to the cases of first, third layer, 1 to 3 layer. And as we evolve, we came across to the cases of a higher syphilis, higher, and higher. So same happening with us also, and sir always says nature will send you cases, tried you, and you will get the result. So that is what the understanding of so cellular echoes of the mind. Okay, so in these sessions a theory, then application of the rubrics from the retrospective study of 20 years, and then one case I will share with you so that you can also apply, because I am not giving you a fish, I am just giving you a process that you can apply this into your practice so you will get the result. Okay, so we are told and have proved that those who ask receive, those who seek finds, and those who knocks the door shall be open. Let us ask largely, let us seek earnestly, and the door to knowledge, hope, and happiness for ourselves and our other shall be open. So up to this line we say that this is the motivational line for all of us, but this is was written by J.H. Clark in his book Therapeutics of Cancer. So when you are trying to seek earnestly, you will get the knowledge. I had read somewhere in one of the book of Robin Sharma, when students are ready, teacher appears. That means when you are ready to learn something, the teacher will comes to you or the knowledge will comes to you. So let's I will go into the mind of pathology. So what is the mind of pathology term by the sir, and what is cell psychobiodynamics and cellular biomechanics? So the lag between practice and the rubric searching, see, after evolving to a knowledge of GNM and applications of the history, we can get the cause from the patient, from the GNM history. But the very difficult task for the homeopath or a homeopathic practitioners, how to convert rubric into situation into rubric or the pathology into rubric so that we can reach to the core of the patient and apply. So this is my little effort to apply this knowledge of cellular biomechanics into mind rubrics and map this so that we can have a short surety, and that surety will give you a result. Okay, so what is mind of pathology? It was taught by sir. Sir says that the constitution as a whole, The genetic and epigenetic factors are responsible for how the organism reacts with its pathology is equal to its defense mechanism. Sir always focusing on the miasm. So sir says it is a self defense. So we all know the miasmatically the cell defense in the psoric way as an inflammation, in the psychotic it is a constructive, and the syphilitic is a destructive. But what aphorism Master Hahnemann has said that no external malady can arise, persist, or grow worse without some internal cause, without the cooperation of the whole organism, which must consequently be in the disease state. So, this aphorism, as a philosophical background, says that nothing is happening without some cause, or nothing is happening without the cooperation of the whole. So, that is what he is telling about, that the cellular community is connecting with each other, and they communicate and they develop the disease, so that some information, some mental reason is there in a cell, so that cell can produce disease, or it can arise, it can persist, or it can lead to a worsening of the defense. So this is what the aphorism number 189 suggests about the mind of pathology. Further, in this aphorism, it was written that without the consent of the whole of the rest of the health, and without the participation of the rest of the whole, it is impossible to conceive its production without the instrumentality of the whole deranged life. So intimately are all the part of the organism connected together to form an indivisible whole in the sensation and the function. So this is beautifully written that mind and body are not a different things. It is the same things. So when body produce something, that is the mind. I will share with you in a later slide so you can convince yourself as well as that why this happening. Okay, so even small eruptions, even Whitlow cannot occur without the mental reason. So what Sir says that the mind, thought, mental and emotional event play a core role in development of the disease, and that the most pathologies arise due to this conflict. So nowadays the theory of conflict can help you to treat the case. So in the chronic disease, Hahnemann also write about this 250 years ago, that unhappy marriage with a gnawing conscience, annual death of only one son, an incurable suppuration lung or breast cancer in tender mother who is already sorically ill, or spoon love causes melancholia in the soulful virgin who is already sorically hysterical. So this is very important, that even Hahnemann is right that annual death of only son can cause breast cancer. Are you getting this? What Dr. Hammer sir has find out after 20,000 cases of cancer, he find, and his own experience tell them that my disease is because of some of the trauma at the mind which can cause the disease. So it was also written by Master Hahnemann that the death of the child can cause breast cancer in tender mother if the mother is sensitive, if the mother is sorically ill. So this is what he writes 200 to 50 years ago, that also that the mind and body are in the same concordance workings. Okay. So he says that the emotional conflict determines the localization of the disease and has connections to the person's sensitivity. So if the person is sensitive, then and then it can produce disease. If person is not sensitive, it cannot affect any of this. Why? Because whenever a mother carries a twin child in the womb, and if the child is sensitive to the trauma, then one child will develop a disease and other child will remain the unaffected. So this answer is that the person's sensitivity is most important unless and until the environment can create this, because disease are the organism's defense mechanism. So this is what sensitive persons affected by the epigenetic factor or emotional trauma, that can lead to the defense in the cell which can produce a disease as a result. So let's discuss some of the examples. These are the examples which I learned from Vijayakar sir, and Vijay sir has given a beautiful example. So I am just revising that, and followed by we will have another understanding. So sir has said that what is autism. So sir has taught us that autism is nothing but it is the cutoff of the communications, cutoff of the socializations, or cutoff. Now we need to find out what is cutoff. That is the cause behind that. So something the patient has seen or experienced, something that has put him or her off. I don't want to be in this world, or in this society, or in this family. This can lead to the social cutoff, and after the social cutoff, mostly hurt by the parents' behavior. So this is what the case. But we have learned in the many research book that it is autism is because of the vaccinations. What sir has given answer that vaccination is just a trigger, and vaccination is not causing autism. Vaccination can only be trigger for existing miasm and predispositions. And sir's conclusion about autism that most of the cesarean section children can go into syphilis, may lead to autism. So this is what sir's understanding. So herewith I am sharing with one of my case of autism, and what I had taken into case, and how this beautiful mind of pathology applied into this. So as you all know, the case of a 13 years old boy came with the mother and his caretaker. So that boy is very timid, very shy, sit in the my cabin and does not talk anything. Mother says that it was diagnosed as autism, and everything is there. So all the autism symptoms are there, no communication, no talking, no eating properly, everything is there. So many a time what I learned from my own experience in this autism case is that whenever you find a case of autism, and nowadays the parents comes to you with a lot of knowledge of autisms. Hope you all agree that parents also know about the autism, ABA therapy, that therapy, this therapy, everything. Just ask the patient what is the most PQRS in the patient that is apart from the symptoms of autism. This is what my clinical experience. So this is what in history taking you can have. So in this case, all the symptoms of autism and everything is there. So I asked the same question to the mother. Tell me something unique to the child which is apart from the symptoms of autism. And what mother says that this child is very child having a very good power, that if four people hold them, he can throw with his power. This was the power the 13 years boy had. So this was one thing I got from the history. And during the consultations, the child was observed. So during observations, I found that the child was putting his hand into paint and trying to scratch. Yes, Dr. Atif. Trying to scratch the particular private part. So I asked mother, did you notice this will happen regularly? So mother says in a casual tone that yes, sir. We used to wear we used to make him wear a diaper. So he might have some itching. So he started. So I asked about observe this. How many times he did it? And the next visit after 15 days, the mother says that yes, he used to do this. We had noticed after that. So these two things which I observe in the patient. So I took a rubric. One is strength increase, as rightly said by the Dr. Atif. And the second one is gestures, genitalia, holding genitalia. Okay. Another rubric at the mind of pathology is what? Whenever you see the case of autism, playing with genitalia, yes. Whenever you see the case of autism, in
Dr.
case
Amit,
of autism,
your slide has changed, or it's
no, no,
just the
no,
same?
not change. Still, I
Okay,
have not changed the slide. Yes, I am.
okay, fine, yeah.
Another things you have to observe in autism cases is that in cases of autism, the physical structure of the child was absolutely normal. Okay, his development is also absolutely normal, but the mind is not developing, you know. So very important rubric that you can think of directly in autism is development arrested mental. Okay, this is what the mind of pathology. So I combine all the three rubrics in this, and surprisingly I got a very wonderful remedy. The rubric was strength general increase, development mental arrested, and I combine in the Kara development mental physical both arrested, and the gesture make grasping the genitals, and the remedy prescribed was Buforana. Now, to my surprise, I had seen that Buforana has given in one rubric, that is desire for solitude to practice the masturbations. Now, what is the metaphoric meaning of these things? How Buforana goes into this societal isolations and goes into autism. This is very important, that when you find that you can see that the persons who goes toward the solitudes and living alone, that may lead to a development of the autisms, you know. So Buforana is one of the remedy in this case. So I prescribe Buforana. After 3 months, mother noticed that the child has evolved something and started communicating with the mother as well as, yes, partial intelligence on the bufo. Body grows, mind does not grow. This is the bufo. So same thing was also in autism. The right brain development has been stopped. So when the brain development is stopped, so effect and the evolutions and the growth parameter has been stopped. So our remedy has to stimulate that growth parameter, and gradually child started. So in that case, child started. So what rubric you can think of as from mind of pathology in this cases as a cause as well as effect. So I had given you one effect, that is development arrested mental. It is one of the rubric you can think of in. So what is the difference between superhuman and strength increase? Superhuman is something that is a perception. He is under control of superhuman. There is no rubric that the person is superhuman. He is under control of superhuman. So whenever the person is under control of superhuman, it is the victimized personality. Okay. Hope you got this. So here the patient is telling something, I just give the same things. So what rubric you can think? One rubric you can think is development arrested mental as a mind of pathology in autism. What are the causative rubric you can think of in autism? As sir says rightly, it is a cut-off communication. That means what? So few rubric you can think of and apply into practice. 4-second isolation sensation off. This is also that I am isolating and my need is love. Okay, that also goes into autism. Second, aversion to company, solitude, desire for, that also goes into autism. And the third one is solitude, desire to practice the masturbations. Even the mind is there, but the body is not affect. Body is the only things which goes pleasure into a sexual pleasure. That is what solitude, desire to practice masturbation. So this is what food for thought, that in case of autism you can enter through these general rubrics and then get the details from the mother history, get the detail from the disposition of the child, apply, match, and you will get the answer to your autism cases. Hope this will help you in your practice. This is only 3 rubrics which I have given. This is the clinical experience, but there are many more rubrics can be added as the mind of autisms. Hope you are getting this idea. aphasia is a physical rubrics most commonly occurs because of some of the neurological disorders in the brain, and which can lead to no articulations. So you cannot take this aphasia as the autism. Hope you got this. Okay. So this is what a little higher understanding, so that will help you in your practice. So in autism, what you do first, ask the patient what is PQRS to the patient. Second, what he do. Third, what is the disposition of the child. Fourth, what is the mother perceive, and few rubric which is mind of pathology of autism. So when you combine all, you will get few remedy and you will get wonderful results. Okay. So moving forward, another case of Dr. Vijay Karsar's The Mind of Pathology. The case of a 10 years boy had hardly been able to move since 3-4 years because of extreme opisthotonus. When he was lying on the table, he looked like a scorpion. Sir has taken, this was a camp case and we had seen that. I had never prescribed this remedy before, so I asked his father if the boy was very angry and vengeful. The father said that he had very sharp tongue. His brother and sister annoyed him and he will be very vengeful, and said, just you wait. Once I can walk, I will kill every one of you. I will cut you into pieces. I won't forget what you said to me. He was so vengeful even though he was disabled. So this is what Sir is prescribing opisthotonus as by the source of scorpion. So what scorpion is, his tail is moving like this. So opisthotonus positions, and there is the poison in tail. That means what the mind of the person is. If I will become normal, I will kill you. That is what the vengeance. So this is what Sir has prescribed scorpion to the child, and the child was absolutely normal. So this is what we learn in Mind of Pathology. What Sir told us, when you find a bend backward pathology or opisthotonus, that means the person can be of a defined kind of personality, or a strong will personality, or a challenging personality. They will never give up. Okay. So this is what you have to keep in mind. A strong will personality is opisthotonus. Whenever anything bend forward, so that you will keep in mind that the will of the person is no ego, always submissions, and they easily give up. So this is what Sir told us about the pathology and the mind. Now, name of the disease is not important. Sir says that whenever you find any dispositions behind the disease that put the body into certain positions, so find that from the posture also. So in camp cases, Sir, by looking the posture, prescribe. One of the case of a developmental disorders and having a spine moving the left side. So Sir says that he might feel that there is something from behind is injuring. So Sir said he might be a ophidia, and he was prescribed ophidia. So this is what you have to keep in mind, that your mind of pathology. Few more example, if any accumulation is happen in the body, that means there is a fear, insecurity and uncertainty. For example, ascites is there, so that means ascites is happening because body need more cushions, abdomen need more cushions and protection. So whenever there is a liver affections, it produce a ascites. In case of eye disorders pointing upward, it shows the arrogance of the persons. The loss of color vision shows that indifference or no interest. Glaucoma shows there is an increased sensitivity towards the environment, so increase in eye pressure to protect against retinal detachment. And the cloudy vision, which gives rise to a pathology that it is a confused or no clarity in the society or environment. So this is what the eye pathology is. If any pathology with the high elastin, it can cause contractions or a cramping in the body, most probably in the muscles and the connective tissue. It is because of the emotion involved is the anger, and the anger which cannot be expressed, so that can lead to the contraction. So suppress anger, or some of the fear. In the fear also, everyone can contract. So this is what the sir says that you can find out in this type of pathology. So here in mostly a boxer raises the hand in front of the face to protect. Okay. If the elastin is low, which can lead to weakness